children have their baby toenail, it grows straight up, and I mean all shoe off, boy. What? And you better not tell me, show that judge your toe. Show that judge your toe right now.
Never said that I was her father.
Okay, but what about when she was 10?
When she was 10,
and we were together, and she was calling you daddy.
Told me that she was my father.
You told me that she looked like you.
Okay,
similarity.
I said
okay.
I know I said
okay, then.
But I didn't say, did you say that I was her father?
Your Honor, I feel like, God created men to conquer, to overrule, and women cannot empower men.
What are we on, Game of Thrones?
You see what I do every day.
Oh, what are we talking about?
Case 1. Miss Reeves is determined to prove once and for all that Mr. Silva is the biological father of her child. This isn't just another paternity dispute, it's a boiling pot of suspicions, betrayal, and broken expectations.
Please explain to the court how this paternity doubt has affected your relationship.
Well, it's affected everything in my life. We've been on and off for about 3 years. Right now, every single time I turn around, it's always, oh, are you sure that he's my baby? Are you sure that he's my baby? Yes, I'm 100% sure. Like, why do you keep asking me?
Mr. Silva doesn't just raise concerns over missed calls or shady messages. A warped upbringing shapes his outlook. He admits to believing men can cheat freely, while women must remain loyal without question.
Silva, why do you have doubt?
I just don't trust her, Your Honor. I feel like she's tricking me into believing that I'm Legend's father. I grew up loving women, loving sex.
You grew up loving sex?
To me, I always felt like it was okay for men to go out, have sex, and, cheat, come home to their family, and women can't go out, have sex, and, come home, and especially with a baby.
He even went as far as saying that men were created to roam, and women should just accept that role. Clearly, Miss Reeves didn't sign up for that outdated mindset and wasn't about to stay silent.
Your Honor, I feel like, God created men to conquer, to overrule, and women cannot empower men.
What are we on, Game of Thrones?
You see what I do every day.
Oh, what are we talking about?
Things took a turn when Miss Reeves revealed she was pregnant a month after their breakup. Silva, meanwhile, had been out partying, flirting with multiple women, while accusing Reeves of chatting with her ex.
Why would you expect her to sit at home and allow you to cheat on her?
It's just really the fact that she came home, she came telling me that I'm the father of Legend. And honestly, I don't believe that.
All right, so now let's come out of our hypothetical situation and let's really talk about real fact. When do you find out you're pregnant, Miss Reeves?
Well, we was broken up at the time, but immediately, as soon as I told him that I was pregnant, he was like, oh, okay, with who?
For the past 3 years, their relationship has been a revolving door of breakups and reconciliation, all tangled in trust issues. Mr. Silva now believes he was misled into accepting paternity for a child he's not sure is his.
For a week, a month, and I didn't hear from her. So at the time, she gets booked to model and promote events, and that's what she loved doing. So on her Snapchat, she's turning up, getting lit, with men, drinking, smoking. So how do you expect me to believe that you've been gone for 3-4 weeks?
Even though he was already questioning the situation, he still signed the birth certificate, choosing to support her through the pregnancy. But deep down, doubt had already set in.
Your Honor, I was ripped as soon as she told me. I told her who was the father. So I did not believe I was the father, and I was not with her during her pregnancy. I was only there to be supportive during the birth.
So in that moment, despite your doubt, you said, I want to be there at the hospital when the baby is born.
Yes, and throughout the whole time I'm telling her I want a DNA test.
Reeves says she never cheated and claims to have receipts showing Silva was the unfaithful one, text messages and phone log, proving he was trash-talking her to women he was seeing on the side.
See that evidence. Jerome, will you hand that to me?
Here you go. He was her boyfriend as well. He didn't know me.
So you got a message out of the blue from another woman.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, he told me you were his ex and that you were pregnant, but you're and didn't know who the dad was.
Yes, ma'am.
The courtroom tension builds as each side throws accusations like daggers. With neither budging from their stance, it's clear that only a DNA test can reveal the truth and end this emotional tug-of-war.
Mr. Silva, you are the father.
Case 2. For more than 2 decades, Mr. Baker had taken on the role of a father off and on without question. But out of the blue, he began to question whether the youngest daughter he helped raise was truly his.
Reeves, you state your marriage is on the rocks and on the brink of divorce.
Yes, ma'am.
You're suing your husband, Mr. Baker, for a paternity test to prove that he's your 19-year-old daughter, Vanisha's biological father. You claim you're hoping this DNA test will fix your family.
Miss Gray, standing firm, believed a DNA test could bring closure not just for their crumbling marriage, but for their 19-year-old daughter, Venetia. Mr. Baker, however, wasn't convinced a test could fix years of buried doubt and hurt.
Got together this last time. I feel like he kind of punishing me and my daughter. You know,
punishing you how?
Like the way he treats us. You know, I mean, he's not the man that he should be for the family.
What is he punishing you for?
We had a DNA for my first daughter. It was 22 years ago.
Their complicated history made things messier. These two weren't casual lovers. They shared decades of memories, love, and conflict. But when Miss Graves first mentioned the possibility of Baker being the father, his public reaction deeply humiliated her.
You have been in a relationship for almost 22 years.
No, ma'am.
We've been dealing with each other for 22 years.
No, ma'am.
Okay, I think that's what I meant, but
Yeah.
thank you for the clarification.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I appreciate that. But what I want to make clear is you were not married until later on.
Yes, ma'am.
According to Mr. Baker, he never received a clear claim from Miss Graves about being the father. And even if he had, the ghosts from a past filled with paternity surprises made it hard for him to believe anything she said.
Never said that I was her father.
Okay,
Never.
but what about when she was 10?
When she was 10.
And we were together, and she was calling you daddy.
You told me that she was my father. I mean, I was
you
her father.
you told me that
told
she looked like you.
Okay,
with similarities.
I said that.
Okay.
I know I said
okay,
that.
then.
But I didn't say,
so he
did
been
you say
knowing
that I was her father?
To make matters even more heartbreaking, Miss Graves was now terminally ill. Her one dying wish? To leave her daughter with aunts. But Baker, cold and resentful, showed little sense of even as she fought through rounds of chemotherapy.
Clear my mind. I have terminal cancer. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't even know how to treat me with that. He's not compassionate. He cussed me out. You know, I'm doing chemo, and right before I do the chemo, we're arguing, and my blood pressure's through the roof.
Blame on me, though.
Yes.
Blame me, blame me, blame me.
His dismissive tone and prideful posture pushed the judge's patience to its limit. She reprimanded him for ignoring his role in the situation and for failing to offer support during Miss Graves' most vulnerable moment. Venetia, the judge reminded him, deserved the truth.
Here, because when you talking thus far,
yes.
I'm gonna be honest, you getting on my last nerve.
I'm sorry.
Because you, no,
I'm sorry, yo.
you're not.
Sorry.
It's like you're
I'm
not
sorry.
taking it seriously. It's too much smiling and acting like what
I
she's
wasn't
saying
smiling.
doesn't matter. No. Let me.
critical.
You're not gonna out-talk me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Despite everything, Miss Graves was honest about her mistake. She admitted she had been with 2 other men during the week of conception. But to her, the resemblance between Mr. Baker and Venetia was undeniable.
What are your doubts specifically as it relates to her?
It's not just me. It's 2 other guys, you know. And the timing, yeah, you might say that we were here and there. At the same time, the timing, it could match up and it could not match up.
The 2 other men, how did you find out about these?
I mean, she told me about them. Miss Graves told me about them.
Still, Baker stood firm. He doubted they were even together during that critical time. That's when Miss Graves revealed her detailed conception timeline, hoping to jog his memory and maybe soften his heart.
Go ahead, man.
Halloween, we ended up hooking up, you know, so I was still dealing with him because he was my baby's father from the previous child. I have evidence here.
I'd like to see that evidence. What is that specifically, ma'am?
It's the conception date.
The window of conception.
Yes, ma'am.
But this was never just about DNA. It was about pain, choices, and the tangled mess of a relationship that spanned decades. Miss Graves wasn't chasing perfection only.
Mr. Baker, you are not her father.
Case 3, canceling a wedding is already a bold move, but Mr. Fernandez went further. He sold the engagement ring at a loss and hauled his ex, Miss Butler, into court. His mission? Prove that he wasn't the father of baby Divine.
Former fiance, Ms. Butler, say everything rides on today's DNA results. You claim you found evidence that she cheated and another man may have fathered your little girl, Divine. Now, you called off the wedding, pawned the ring, and lost $300. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Butler wasn't shaken. Sure, she confessed cheating once, but she was adamant Divine belonged to Fernandez. Despite her mistake, she stood firm, claiming there was 0 chance he wasn't the dad.
Ms. Butler, although you admit to cheating during the window of conception, you say you have no doubt Mr. Fernandez is Divine's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Fernandez, why did you pawn the ring?
Because I was frustrated, I was angry. I took the ring back and I left.
Fernandez, though, believed he was was being played. He accused her of using him as a convenient fallback, but Butler wasn't having that. She fired back with her own accusations and brought receipts from the past.
Together, he already had a girlfriend, so he already was a cheater in the beginning. He cheated with...
I cheated. Why are we here? I didn't cheat. Why are we here right now?
You did cheat, and that's exactly why I cheated. But he already had a girlfriend when we first got together. You know the baby is yours. You know the baby is yours. You did cheat.
She recalled the time she suspected him of seeing someone else. When he came home, she said he reeked of another woman's perfume. Her own retaliation? A night out that ended in reggae-tanned alcohol clouding her judgment.
All day.
Smell like
working all day. Working
it's
all day.
It's a difference between sweat and sex.
So the bottom line is you felt
she cheated. That's the bottom.
like he had been cheating.
Yes.
And then what happened?
We get into a big argument. I put him out because I know what I smell. Care what he's talking about. I know what I smell. I'm bleeding my nose over.
Fernandez eventually found proof of her betrayal hidden in her phone. After weeks of denial, she finally cracked and admitted she'd cheated. But she assured him it was safe, claiming they'd used protection.
The bottom line is you slept with somebody else.
Yes.
And you say you used a condom.
I did use a condom, yes.
Now, how did you find out that she slept with somebody else?
I found out it took weeks of me pressing it out of her. When I came home, it was just me and her there one day. I see her phone. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a big snooper, so I grabbed the phone.
Yes.
Here's where it gets ridiculous. Butler had always told Fernandez she was allergic to condom, which is why they never used them. Yet somehow, with a stranger, that allergy vanished into thin air.
You cheated, got caught red-handed. I never cheated.
When did she come clean?
She came clean. It took weeks. It took weeks for her to actually.
You just kept asking her over and over again.
I kept asking her. It was several arguments.
And I wore a condom.
You allergic to condoms, right?
And I wore a condom.
But you allergic to it?
But I didn't know him.
So you gonna eat some food that you allergic to it?
When Judge Lake questioned her about the so-called allergy, Butler confessed it was all a lie. She made it up to keep things unprotected with Fernandez, but now she expected everyone to believe she played it safe with someone else?
So you're not actually allergic to latex?
No, I'm not.
That's just something you told him?
Yes.
Wow.
Because you wanted to sleep with him without protection?
Yes.
Well, so you trapped me. So she was trying to trap me. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Ms. Butler, you said you did use a condom with this new guy.
Yes.
So obviously there was no allergic reaction because you're not really allergic.
Right.
She even brought a calendar to court, claiming she and Fernandez had been intimate all week before her fling. So yeah, both of them were messy butt in her eye. He was still the bad guy. The judge wasn't buying that narrative so easily.
So this calendar represents the dates you were intimate with a plaintiff?
Yes.
All right, so you were intimate with Mr. Fernandez on the 1st?
Yes, the 31st, the 1st. Then we got into it. He cheated on me on the 2nd. He came up with something like sex, and then I went out with my friend and did what I did.
So now, you submitted this calendar to...
As the court bristled with drama and disbelief, Judge Lake calmly took it all. In the lies, contradictions, and missing wedding ring. Then, with all eyes on her, she tore open the DNA envelope and revealed the truth.
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Fernandez, you are her father.
Told you. I know what I'm talking about.
Case 4. Miss Wilson marched into court determined to make one thing clear. Mr. Phillips was the biological father of her daughter, Hope. But Mr. Phillips wasn't buying it. In his eyes, the child looked way too much like another man, his co-worker, Mr. Garcia.
You believe the defendant, Mr. Phillips, was always unfaithful to you and still holds a flame for his ex-wife.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yet you claim he is the one who's always accused you of cheating, and he's repeatedly denied fathering your daughter, Hope.
Yes, Your Honor.
Their relationship didn't exactly start with fireworks and commitment. It began as a casual fling that spiraled into a chaotic 7-year roller coaster filled with drama, mistrust, and non-stop argument. Loyalty was always in question.
How did your relationship with Mr. Phillips go so wrong?
Well, the way we got together, just having sex. And so when you build a relationship like
That's pretty together.
Yeah, right. And when
so it started off as a non-committal sexual relationship.
Correct.
Phillips often accused Wilson of being unfaithful, particularly with Garcia. She fired back that she never cheated well. Aside from that one night she kissed Garcia at a club while dancing like it was the season finale of a dating show. But according to her, that wasn't real cheating.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are these doubts based upon?
We were separated at a point in time, and during that point in time, she led me to believe that I was the only man that she was sexually involved with. But she let me know she was doing the clubs and she was dating people, but she was not sexually involved with anybody.
Okay.
Things got weirder. Back when they first started hooking up, Wilson would literally take phone calls from another guy during the act. Yes, during. Not to be outdone, Phillips was throwing parties and entertaining half the neighborhood women like he was running an open house.
Concerned, but...
So that's your coworker?
That's my coworker, correct.
But
you admit from kissing on him
Yes.
in the club, you admit to going on vacation
Yes.
with him, you admit to hanging around with him,
Yes.
you lived in the same apartment complex.
Yes.
Mr. Phillips, that's your doubt.
I mean, even before that, even prior to him.
Their situationship was pure chaos, but somehow it evolved. Wilson got pregnant, they moved in together, and tried to wipe the slate clean. But considering his history of hookups in their old building, clean was more of a fantasy than a reality.
And is you two establish this anything goes, thrill-seeking, let's be single and have fun relationship.
Yes.
But then it backfired.
For her, she knew in my whole delivery that I was a player, that I was a bachelor, that I was living that life when she met me.
The fresh start quickly turned stale. While unpacking box, Wilson found lingerie photos of Phillips' ex, her perfume, and some intimate gives-clear signs she still haunted their home. His solution? Dump it all on his mom like it was trash day.
So you move in with Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
And you all have a conversation and you say, you know what? I'm pregnant.
Yes.
We're living together. Let's try to make this thing work and
Yes.
have a real committed relationship. You agreed to it, Mr. Phillips.
I agreed to it.
But I didn't trust him, and then I really didn't trust him, not only because of the...
Meanwhile, Phillips grew increasingly convinced Garcia was the real dad. He wasn't just suspicious because of a kiss Garcia had held hope like she was his own, played the family role, and even dapped Phillips up like nothing was off. It was enough to make anyone doubt.
When we moved into our new place, it was for a new start. We would leave everything behind. I had my baby probably about 2 months or a month after we moved in, so I didn't really get to unpack and just really get settled in. And so when I finally got the chance to get settled in, I found naked pictures of the ex-wife.
But there was twist. Mr. Garcia wasn't a romantic. Rival he was Wilson's gay best friend. All that closeness was platonic. Yet Phillips had already built his theory, and logic wasn't part of it.
The paternity of young Hope, Ms. Wilson's daughter.
Right.
Mr. Phillips contends that you were with Ms. Wilson in the club, that you were kissing in the club.
I was.
Were
we
you
weren't
kissing?
She was showing me how to kiss.
Judge Lake had heard enough. Between the wild accusations, the emotional wreckage, and that awkward kiss, the court boiled with tension. But at the heart of it all was a little girl named Hope, and only DNA could bring real answers.
Mr. Phillips, you are her father.
Case 5. The courtroom was packed with tension, insults, and family drama that could rival any reality TV show. On one side stood Miss Lindsay, furious and convinced that Miss Cade had trapped her son with a pregnancy born from lies and manipulation.
Ms. Lindsay, you claim the defendant is using her child to trap your son, the rewards of his success. You say she cheated on your son the very month she got pregnant, yet...
Miss Cade, however, came with a different energy. She acknowledged the paternity confusion, but firmly denied having any hidden motive. According to her, all she wanted was clarity, not cash, not clout, just the truth, and an end to Miss Lindsay's venom.
That is not true.
Let me tell you,
one at a time now. Miss Lindsay, what's going on? Is you so upset?
Your Honor, before with my son, it was my daughter right here, his best friend.
But Miss Lindsay wasn't letting go that easy. She hurled serious accusations, including claims that Cade had slept with multiple men, some allegedly Marvin's own friend. Though she lacked concrete proof, the courtroom buzzed with whispers and raised eyebrows.
Hey, were you all up in the sauna and steam?
I am a young lady. I do not get down like that, personally.
Blood of Jesus.
I do not get down like that.
Why do you think Miss Lindsay making these allegations?
She has a problem with me since the beginning.
To Miss Lindsay, Miss Cade's past was enough to deem her unworthy of Marvin. She wasn't shy about calling her names or reminding the court that Cade had once been her daughter's party-hopping bestie. Cade denied everything, but the tension only grew thicker.
Okay, let me get something straight. You're here because you doubt that your son is the 5K baby.
Your Honor, she had a C-section. She had a C, just like you.
Things truly exploded when Miss Lindsay revealed that she barged into the hospital during the delivery demanding to see the baby first. The situation got so intense that hospital security had to escort her out. Clearly, boundaries had never been respected in this saga.
Do you believe the baby is yours?
I hope that the baby is mine. With everything in my heart, I hope that is my baby.
I think he would believe it if she didn't keep interjecting
Hope and
and saying
believe
no.
are two different.
I don't know for a fact. I believe that it's my baby.
Marvin, caught in the middle, confessed his own confusion. While he admitted he wanted the child to be his, he couldn't shake the feeling that something didn't add up. Doubts gnawed at him, and they weren't entirely without reason.
What were your doubts based
Okay,
upon?
my doubts are based on what the doctor said about her, and I'm right. They couldn't see the resemblance, so they are the father or where was the father.
She's a little baby.
She looks
Children
like me.
grow and
She
age.
looks like her mother.
I knew features to develop, but
Then came Cade's jaw-dropping confession during a brief split with Marvin. She had slept with her ex, a biracial man. Suddenly, Marvin's suspicion about the baby's curly hair didn't seem so far-fetched. The silence in the room was deafening.
You're in a break, and then you end up getting back with your ex. You have unprotected sex.
And
then you end up back with
yes.
Mr.
Yes, and then I found out I was pregnant.
You were pregnant. Who do you think was the father?
Cade claimed the timing was still unclear. Was the child conceived during her time with Marvin or in the aftermath with her ex? Either way, the damage had been done. This wasn't just about DNA. Anymore, it was about love gone wrong and a mother's fierce protection.
Children have their baby toenail, it grows straight up, and I mean all shoe off, boy.
What?
And you better not tell me, show that judge
That's
your toe.
ridiculous.
Show that judge your toe right now.
Wait, what is?
Judge Lake, who had watched the chaos unfold with admirable restraint, finally stepped in to deliver the long-awaited resolution. With emotions running high and every eye locked on her, she opened the envelope that would settle everything for better or worse.
Mr. You, her father.